Hey everybody, it's Gail, and this is Errata-Hate episode 10. We made it to episode 10! Yeah! Um, Before we get to the main point of the episode, I want to remind everyone, as I did in episode 9, that I will be on hiatus after this episode goes up so that I can concentrate on just getting another 10 episodes in the can as quickly as possible. I have a list, and I've been doing some behind the scenes stuff to get ready to be working on different projects at the same time. I've been looking at books and patterns and stuff for reviews, and so I'm hoping that episodes 11 through 20 can actually be on a real schedule, and that will help me stay on a real schedule as we go forward. So, that being said, I want to leave you with something to keep you busy. And so I want to show you this book. It's called Custom Crocheted Sweaters. I got it at my library. Check your library. And this is a great book. One of the questions I get a lot of the time about my garments is, how did I learn how to fit them to myself? And I learned years ago off a pencil skirt pattern by Josie Henn and Madeira, where I had to figure out my measurements. That was part of it. You had to fill in your measurements and then divide and multiply and all that fun stuff. But I can walk you through how to make a pencil skirt pretty easily, but when it comes to sizing, torsos, I can really only size my own. I can take your measurements and probably make you something that fits pretty okay, but this book is all about how to fit sweaters. It starts out with an overview of the different ways sweaters are made. Also, look how cute that sweater is. I love that sweater. And it also walks you through all the different measurements you're going to need in order to have a really good fit of a sweater. And there's just page after page. There's a lot of good stuff in here in the first, it's about 45, 50 pages that's just about all the different details you need to consider when you're making a sweater. How do you shape? How do you make sleeves? How do you alter garments? How do you decide, where it's going to hit you on the body? And so that's a lot of what the first 50 pages of this book are, just walking you through those pieces. And then you actually get to the sweaters, and they have them broken down by lesson, which I think is great. So this is learning a dropped shoulder construction. So this is the first lesson. This is also known as the rectangle sweater, which was what I was trying to do in episode 9 and did not pull off very well. So this is a rectangle sweater if you're adding sleeves. And so it walks you through, it's a great simple sweater to start with, and then it adds, and then it does a modified construction rectangle sweater, and it just builds up from there. And so, each sweater is meant to teach you something new about making a top. So you learn about shaping, you learn how to adjust collars, you learn how to adjust lengths, sleeve styles, just all kinds of great stuff. And my favorite thing about it, because I love a good raglan sweater, which is a top-down construction, because you can try on as you go. And as somebody who is very busty, it's great to be able to know when I can finally close the armholes. But I'm very busty, but then the rest of me is noticeably smaller than my boobs. So I've had to sort of finagle my way into shaping raglans that actually fit me in a comfortable way, because I don't like super loose sweaters most of the time. I do like a good baggy sweater sometimes, but most of the time no. But they have an entire sweater just to learn raglan construction and how to adjust it as you work it so that it's going to fit you the best that you want. And I think this stitch pattern is beautiful. I think it looks great. There are written and charted instructions on most of the patterns. So, depending on how you work, whether you do better reading or whether you do better seeing the stitches visualized, you've got options. And it really is just a great selection of what I think are pretty cute tops. There's a lot of one-button cardigans. There's one on the back of it. I am not a one-button cardigan person because I'm generally very cold, so I want all the buttons on my cardigan. But it would be an easy thing to adjust, and with the instructions that this book gives you, you'll be able to make that decision for yourself. And I think take these designs in this book and make a lot of interesting stuff that is very tailored to who you are and your style and your size. So, big A+ on custom crocheted sweaters. I say go out, grab it, start working on some stuff, and by the time I get back, you might have a whole new sweater in your wardrobe. Okay, that's it for episode 10. I will see you after hiatus, and we will have a great time.